of 14, I gave my life to God. I never did regret it, or else I would do make it. No more depression, rather intercession. Since I learned how to pray, I got down on my knees. Father, oh please, take away the hurting. Lord, I need your peace. Now I'm free, I can testify. I'm no longer the same. I could have been dead. You wouldn't know me. You wouldn't know me. I could have been locked up, but you wouldn't meet me. I was drowning, but I begged God for mercy. Now I'm sharing the story of my life. Have you ever seen a dead man walking, a dead man talking, a dead man sleeping, a dead man dreaming? The devil tried to take my life. You are listening to the sound of Analice Grant. She's our special guest this morning on the segment Higher Hits. Looking forward to this conversation with her this morning, a young woman out of Jamaica. And she has been serving the Lord with an excellent spirit. This is her new release, The Story of My Life. You wouldn't meet me. I was drowning, but I begged God for mercy. Now I'm sharing the story of my life. I could have been dead. You wouldn't know me. You wouldn't know me. I could have been locked up. You wouldn't meet me. I was drowning, but I begged God for mercy. Now I'm sharing the story of my life, my life, my life, my life. I want to say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to all our listeners from across the nations of the world. I want to welcome you to the Morning Flow. I am your host, Odette Thompson, OT, and we are here for the segment Higher Hits. And you know, on this segment, we will introduce to you up-and-coming artists and authors that have written their books. We talk about their books, and artists that have written their songs and released their songs. We take them on and we bring them on to the HGG family to let the HGG world know about these new individuals. We're going to be talking to Analice Grant out of Jamaica this morning. You just heard her song, The Story of My Life. I'm going to be playing it again so that you hear it. I love when I see the young people serving God, and not only serving God, but they're doing it with such an excellent spirit. Yes, when you listen to the song, you can tell that she has not had it easy. And when you see someone overcome, yeah, when you see them with the trials and the tribulations and the testings before them, and they're able to overcome and then come and tell you that if it had not been for the Lord, they wouldn't be here. She says, a dead man walking, a dead man talking, the story of my life. Can I tell you? The word of God says that we overcome by the blood of the Lamb and the word of our testimony. And what a testimony it is that she has this morning. And you see, it's good when you open your mouth and testify of the goodness of the Lord. It's good when you open your mouth and testify and say, you know, this is what God has done for me, because many individuals believe that there are no longer miracles, there are no longer healings taking place. And so when we open our mouth and testify, we will know, or they will know, that, listen to me, the same God of Abraham, it's the same God that we are serving today. So I want to say again, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night. That's what I say each time I come on here, because I know you're watching from across the nations of the world. And I know that there's some Londoners in the house. And I know that it is not morning for you in London. Sister Merle, it's not London. It's not morning for you in London. No, 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 it's not morning. So good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good night to all our listeners from across the nations of the world, wherever you're listening from, wherever you're watching from. Yes. So for those of you who are on HGG Radio and you want to watch the interview with Analice, you can go on to HGG Radio Facebook, HGG Radio, YouTube. Go on to watch the interview this morning. Looking forward to seeing you guys jumping onto the live feed. We go live Mondays and we go live Tuesdays and we go live Fridays. Good morning to you, Sister Vinette. Sister Vinette is over there in Jamaica. So good morning to you, Sister. How you doing this morning, Sister Vinette? I hope that all is well. I am seeing Sandra jumping on. All right, so I see the last name Grant. So I see some connections here. Yes, man, roll out the troops. Annalise, roll out the troops. I see Sandra jumping on. Good morning to you, Shella. No, good morning to you, Jensek. Good morning to you, Marshalla. How are you doing? It's so good to see you jumping on. I just love it when I see the HGG family coming out in full force. Lord have mercy. Sir T. Oh my goodness, Sir T is here. And for those of you who you watch it, you know that Sir T. Trey Taylor, we've had him on quite a few. Well, no, we had him on last year. I need to do a part 2. I need to follow up with you to see what's going on with you, Sir T. So good morning to you. So good to see you jumping on. Sachet. Oh my goodness. Everybody jump in, Lord. Everybody jumping on. Everybody. Yes, man. Yeah. Listen to me. Send out the link. Tell your auntie, uncle, cousin, sister, friend that they need to come on this morning. I'm seeing Apostle Nelson out of Florida jumping on. I'm seeing Sister Christine McIntosh jumping on. Also, Sister Christine, how you doing? Have not seen you. Well, years. I thank God for social media. Because, back in the days when persons migrate, after they migrate, that's it. Unless you were close family or close family friends, then, the letter writing, you used to do that. Yes. I remember back in the day, I used to write letters. Yes. And so I give God thanks for social media where we're able to connect with individuals that have migrated to different countries, because here I am in Canada, Sister Christine here in the States. We have Sister Vinette who is in Jamaica, and we are still in contact with each other, encouraging each other. So I'm just loving it this morning. Remember to tell someone to jump on to HGG Radio this morning, to either our live feed on Facebook or on YouTube, or to jump on to the HGG Radio app to listen to the interview with Annalise this morning. She's talking about the story of her life. And we want to hear more from this young woman that has been walking the walk and talking the talk. I like when I see young people walk the walk and talk the talk, Yes? Yeah, when you hear the patois, people who you're listening here, and yeah, whenever I get a little bit excited, someone said that to me the other day. She said, I listen to you and I notice that when you get extremely excited, you go off. Yes, man, I have to go off, and I have to go off in my native tongue. But it's so good to be here this morning. Daily right here. It's so good to be here this morning. We're looking forward to everyone jumping on. All right, spread the word, people. I'm looking at the numbers coming up. I'm looking at the numbers and I'm loving it. I'm loving it. I am seeing the Republic of Moldova in the house. I'm seeing Germany in the house. Listen to me. Look at what God is doing in this time and in this season.
When I was growing up, going through some rough times in life, depression, couldn't sleep. I never know what I make it. Doctors say that's strange. With my age, insufficient blood flow, circulation, never know what I make it. Never think me would I make it. I thought I would die. Sickness in my body, no hope was in sight. All I see around me was the pain and the hurt. Everything I tried, it just wouldn't work. I said pain all over, depression all over, depression all over, oppression all over. I cried the enemy come off of me. I could have been dead. You wouldn't know me. I could have been locked up, but you wouldn't meet me. I was drowning, but I begged God for mercy. Now I'm sharing the story of my life. At the age of 14, I gave my life to God. I never did regret it, or else I wouldn't make it. No more depression, rather intercession. Since I learned how to pray, I got down on my knees. Father, oh please, take away the hurting. Lord, I need your peace. Now I'm free, I can testify. I'm no longer the same. I could have been dead. You wouldn't know me. I could have been locked up, but you wouldn't meet me. I was drowning, but I begged God for mercy. Now I'm sharing the story of my life. Have you ever seen a dead man walking, a dead man talking, a dead man sleeping, a dead man dreaming? The devil tried to take my life. Through the blood of Christ I was saved. I will always serve God. I know I don't deserve His grace, but Jesus loved me anyway. I could have been dead, yeah. You wouldn't know me. I could have been locked up. You wouldn't meet me. I was drowning, but I begged God for mercy. Now I'm sharing the story of my life. I could have been dead. You wouldn't know me. I could have been locked up. You wouldn't meet me. I was drowning, but I begged God for mercy. Now I'm sharing the story of my life, my life.
HGG Radio.
All right, so people. You've heard it. The story of her life. I see a regional overseer, Morrison, saying, "Big tune." When I saw that comment, I just imagined him. I see him doing something like, yeah. I saw that in my mind. Yeah, big tune. I had to play the song right through. Listen to me. The story of her life. So many times we go through things and we don't tell. Yeah, because I think I've known her or I've been watching her since 2019. Had no idea. And this is why it's good when you come out and you testify. Because now I can applaud I used to see her and I used to admire this young woman, just watching her in music ministry and just watching her sing and watching her worship. But when you hear what they go through and you recognize a different level of purpose on the lives of these young people, I have to say thank God she opened her mouth and she's now telling it, that others will know that it is possible to serve God. Yeah. So good morning to you, Annalise.
Good morning.
How are you doing?
Well, I'm doing okay so far. Still on the job, but I'm doing okay so far.
You're on the job.
Yes.
Ooh. All right. So we're not going to keep you for long. We're not gonna keep you for long if you're on the job. All right. So I am so happy that you have given us the opportunity to have this conversation with you this morning. I see. Normally, when you come on, I'll say to the guests, welcome to HGG Radio, and to tell our HGG family to give them a warm welcome. I see Sister Andrea already went on and she said, welcome, Annalise. I want to take the opportunity to welcome you to HGG Radio. Thank you for coming on. And it is just our privilege and our honor that you're here with us this morning. I've been watching you, as I said, for a number of years. And, when I saw this song come out, I said, all right, I have to grab her quick because I just know that she's going to blow up. Did you hear the song, people? The story of her life? Big tune, big tune, big tune. Listen to me. All right. So, Annalisa, this story is your testimony, your personal testimony, and we give God thanks for it. Um, you said that you had given your life to Christ when you were 14 years old. And even before I get into the song, I want you to tell our listeners and our viewers a little bit more about Annalise, a little bit more about your journey as a child of God.
All right. So, good morning again, everyone. Annalise Grant. Who is Annalise Grant? Annalise Grant is a young lady, a youth who loves worship, loves God. My dream and desire is to just see other young persons, other youths just worshiping God and not being afraid to do so. I grew up in a Christian home. So there was a lot of, devotions happening, that your mom would call us, all right, pray about the situation. Don't be afraid to call upon the name of Jesus. So having that background, it wasn't that difficult for me to know, okay, God exists, right? I did not give my life to God until I was in grade 9. I was 14 years of age. However, before that, I had peers around me, friends around me who were doing stuff that were not of God. And, because of the distraction and the peer pressure, I was easily influenced. But I had this one friend who was a Christian and she always reminding me and saying, Anna, don't be afraid to shout out to God. I know you grew up in a Christian home, but sometimes you have to be reminded because when the situation arises in high school, I feel like, oh, I can't handle this, I can't manage this. What do I do? She was always there to remind me. And one day, a little story. One day we were heading out on the road, and this lady saw us going to the supermarket, and the lady stopped up and said, "Are you a Christian?" At that time, she was talking to her. I said, yes, I'm a Christian. Deep down in myself, I was saying, so what about me over here? Don't I look like I'm a part of? Don't I look like I'm a King's kid too? And I started to look back at my whole childhood, the words and the thoughts and everything that mommy and daddy shared with me. And I'm saying, but I can't be here wasting my time. And there's a God who loves me recklessly. And even when I fall on my face, he's always there. Even when the peer pressure comes on, I could have took my life back then, but God was still there. There was that one voice saying, no, you are beautiful, you are precious, you are somebody who is loved, and I love you. So when I thought upon those things, and even when I rise, I remembered God in the midst of it all. I remembered my friend repeating it to me, you are a King's kid. It was not an easy journey, but I made up my mind that God is only you. And if I'm still breathing, If I'm still standing, it could only be God and no one else. And I had to just say, God, take everything. I'm gonna surrender everything to you. Sometimes even when we surrender, we leave a little piece. But I said, God, take control. Take control of my heart and my mind. Because if I'm a youth and I'm going through so much, and if you have saved me, I know I can choose somebody else. I can encourage them, evangelize to them that you can do this. You can do all things through Christ, which strengthens you. I was born and raised in St. Catherine, Spanish town of Old Labor Road. I'm also youth president. So everything for me is all about youths. I'm at my church in the CCI Tabernacle of Praise of Old Labor Road. I used to attend the Jonathan Grant High School, also in St. Catherine, Spanish town.
Awesome, awesome, awesome. All right, so it sounds like I'm hearing some other attributes, and I may have to just invite you onto the segment that we have on Fridays, Balancing on Purpose, because boy, if you're going to add to it, and I didn't know you were youth president, if you're gonna add to it, youth president, and all of these things, I need to know how you're balancing. All right. So you mentioned something just now with regards to something happening in high school, and I'm listening to what you just said, and I listened to the song. Could you go a little bit deeper into what happened in high school that you thought that you couldn't make it? You said it was really hard for you to go through that process. What was it that you went through?
All right, so when family matters arise, for me, I do love family. I do love seeing persons bonding together. And when family matters arise, I would think about it and say, God, how can I fix this? So it affected me really badly. And even when it came onto my schoolwork, I couldn't concentrate. I'd have panic attacks. I've had thoughts where, God, I can't manage this anymore. What am I here for? I can't help anybody. I can't offer my help to anybody. Might as well I just take my own life. I mean, I don't even have a big circle as friends. I don't know who to talk to, who to share it with. I don't have anybody to talk to. At that time, I didn't feel comfortable with sharing myself to persons because how I was a little bit shy, and also I had a little, well, I had introverted personality. So I didn't speak much to persons. So at that time, I just feel like I couldn't handle anything. Even if it was studying, I feel like my brain would explode. If a small situation arise, I had nobody to turn to. So I led me to those things. Persons around me back then, even though I really happened, you see persons when they can't handle certain things, family matters, school work, the first thing they end up doing, suicidal thoughts, cutting up yourself. And I even had friends in my circle that was doing those things. So with everything and the negativity being around me, it led me to think, all right, I can't handle it. Why don't I abuse myself? Why don't I probably take up the knife or you can't make it? I'll come up to anything good. Okay, you say you're singing. Singing for what? Singing to who? You say you serve a God. Where is your God? No. As a situation arises, you want to run, you want to let go, you don't have anybody to turn to. So why not just give up? Just give up. It's not too late. You're just 16, you're just 14. It's not too late. It's not too late to give up. So it led me to, all right, God, I'm going to you this time. I can't handle it anymore. The tears that I've cried, feeling that I didn't have anybody in my group. I had persons, but at that time I didn't see them. I was so blinded by everything else around me, blinded of the things I can't do. So I was saying, God, I can't do this. I can't do that. If somebody would call me, Anna, help me out with this because I know you're good in this, you're good in that. I would say, no, I'm not good in that. Ask somebody else. Well, how do you have faith in me? How do you believe that I can do this? And I don't even have faith in myself. I don't believe in myself. I had low self-esteem. Going out there, putting myself on the stage, putting myself out, public speaking and all of those things. All of those things were I can't. So that led to me thinking about a lot of things. And that I couldn't handle it.
Oh my goodness. You see, people, when you see the young people, you have no idea as to the amount of pressure they are under. You see them and you say, you know what, you need to go and sit down. You don't have any pressure. And we're thinking they don't have any bills to pay. They don't have any responsibilities. But guess what? They do have things that pressure them. They do have things that have them feel like their back is against the wall and they're bombarded. But I love the fact that when you looked around and you recognize that you do have somewhere to turn, and that was to Christ. With all of that said, finding purpose is the big thing now. Yeah, finding purpose is the go to for everyone, adults, young people. What's your purpose? All right. So with that said, uh, for a young woman of God, how would you advise someone to find their purpose?
All right. I would advise someone to find your purpose. With anything that you're doing, don't stop. Sometimes we're too blinded by the things around us. Sometimes we don't realize. For example, I said I was a singer, and that was it. And I stopped there. I felt like I couldn't reach anybody. But with finding my purpose, I had persons in my group that gave me positive things, gave me positive things to look up to. I used to watch different videos. I used to say, all right, why not find myself in a different group? So I surrounded myself with positive persons around me. That helps too. And even with going to God in prayer and fasting and saying, God, show me the way as I do this. If that code is not for me, show me that that code is not for me. I know I can find a way out, and I know you can help me find my way out. Build on that purpose. Some persons say, all right, I'm not beautiful enough, I'm not royalty. I went to words like that. So speak to yourself, encourage yourself day by day. If you do those things step by step, reading, finding positive people in your crowd, and just going to God in prayer, fasting, and not stop, then it becomes even easier for you.
At the age of 14, I gave my life to God.
All right. So, purpose is walking, purpose is talking. It is because of purpose why you are still here. It is because of purpose why I can have this conversation with you. It is very inspiring, and to overcome the temptations and the pulls that I think that you guys as young people have it harder than I did when I was growing up, because boy, we had nothing to deal with compared to what you guys are dealing with now. So, all right, before we even get into the song, what inspires you?
All right, so my inspiration comes from, to be honest, it comes from my mother and my father. So persons actually inspires me, and even my producer slash manager, every inspiration came from them, because when they went up there, and for example my producer, he goes up there to minister, I mean, he does it and have faith in doing that and saying of course he can reach a crowd because God is using him. When I talk about my mommy and my daddy, when they go out and they work and they come back in, the first thing they go to is, God, here am I. You have led me through the day. So with all of that and happening around me and seeing the positive thing that they're doing and finding positivity in everything and their children, and because you have your daily life, you go to work, you go to school, but at the end of the day, they look up to God and they give me inspiration because they didn't stop in doing what they're doing. They went at it because it's always moving forward, not moving backward. And every step of the way, they were saying, God, lead me and guide me on this path. They were out there, and if they can do that, I know I can do that too. Show an inspiration. They're also my role models at the end of the day, because seeing their journey and seeing where they are now and not looking back, it may have been hard, but they still tried and they never stopped. They did not give up, and they still had the faith and trust in God. So actually, those are my inspirations. My mommy, my daddy, and of course, my producer, Trick Taylor.
Okay, wonderful. It's good to have um an example to look to. Yeah? You is someone that you can look to say, okay, they have done it, they are doing it, so it means that I can do it also. All right, so we're gonna talk about the song. The song, and really good song, really good song, really good song. Yeah, all of the comments that came on, big tune, and I'm seeing some great comments on here. Really good song. I like it. I like it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Um, so tell me a little bit more. We're getting into the song now, so I want you to tell me a little bit more about the song in terms of the writing of the song. All right, so this is your story. So tell me about the writing of the song. I want to know um, how long did it take you to write it? Just tell me about the inspiration behind the song.
All right. So to be honest, tell you the truth, we were there, and only thing we were doing were jamming. We were jamming and we were playing tunes, and then I could have been dead. Came to thought, and we're listening to a couple stuff, and we're saying, "Oh, this has a buzz," and I was saying, "No, the story of my life," and there and then words were flowing. I was writing in my book, and then everything came back to me. I started to look back at what happened then and where I'm at now. And at first, to be honest, I was a little bit timid. But you see, when I took the book and the pencil, I was saying, no, I have to share this story. And I'm saying I went through depression, and that was a dark state for me. I mean, when I talk about like the second verse, about at the age of 14, I gave my life to God. It didn't even stop there, because along the way you hear all right, poor circulation and all those stuff happening. And I'm saying, even though I'm giving my life to Christ and you think everything is okay, no, it didn't become easy. Things arise at the same time. I say I have to share this because I overcame, and I have to share whatever God did for me to the young people and to the saints of God who are hearing my voice. Depression is not a safe place, is not an easy place either. And I'm saying somebody's out there going through depression and don't know how to handle it, don't know who to turn to. It's like a melting breakdown at that moment in time. I'm gonna share my story. I talked about I could have been dead, I could have been locked up. Locked up can be like in prison and locked up. What my locked up was, locked up, not knowing where to go, who to turn to, feel like I was in bars, feel like I was in a box, feel like I had nothing to express. I was expressionless. I didn't show my feelings to persons. Everything I kept inside. Right? And I know somebody's out there this song can minister to and said, you can overcome because God is still there. I could have been dead. I could have been locked up, but I'm still standing. Everybody has their own story. It may not be the same as my story. Your story may not be the same as their story. But I'm going to share my story because I know it shall reach something, it shall reach someone, and they shall be delivered. They shall overcome. I know that they are conquerors, they are royalty, and they're a masterpiece.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. A lot of persons don't understand. You used the word just now, depression. And depression is something that has no face, has no face. It doesn't matter what you look like, it doesn't matter where you come from in society. It will cling to you in such a way that when you do open your mouth to say, I was struggling with this, that persons are in disbelief to say that, really? Yes. And I'm so happy that you talk about it because many young people go through depression and not many come out of it. And so we have them going to substance abuse and they turn to different areas to soothe the pain. But I'm so happy that you are able to find Christ in the midst of your darkness. And guess what? Even in the midst of your darkness, and you come out and here you are writing about it, that someone who is going through the same thing, they can say, you know what, she did it, I can do it too. All right, so you were in the studio and you were jamming, and you say, I could have been dead. Yeah, and you thought about it and you get pen to paper and you start writing. All right, I want you to walk me through the process. Walk me through the process because I'm not artistic that way in no way, shape, or form. I've never been artistic. I never ascribed to it. I never said no, I don't know it. The writing. So talk to me about the process. So you got the inspiration, you started writing the song, you mentioned verse 2. I want you to tell me, you write the song, what happened next?
All right. what happened next. Because when I was writing the song and the inspiration came and we heard the music and everything was flowing, words started be words started to connect together. Because as it flows, you heard about what I've been through, you heard about everything. But when it came on to the last part, I'm saying, all right, we've been through that, but we have to show the people that you can overcome. We overcame. And then I said, all right, per intercession, don't stop on those things. Worship, I will always praise God. So as it flows, I remembered what I did in that moment in time when I was going through my depression state and couldn't sleep. What brought me through was actually those gospel songs. Every night, every morning, every afternoon, I listened to gospel songs. I listened to songs that ministered to me. And as I remembered, it broke down. So I said, I will always worship God. And when I was thinking about it, to be honest, tears came to my eye while, doing that song. I was excited. I was very, happy sharing my testimony. So it's a lot of emotions. And I was sad because it was a sad moment because I remembered where I came from. But I was excited because I'm sharing, and I was happy because this is my story. So as it went by on the process, and my producer was there, and he was like, all right, we can add in this, we can add in that. Have you ever seen a dead man walking? Have you ever seen a dead man talking? Come on, we are in the land of the living. And I'm speaking. I mean, we have dreams, we have things to build on. We live in a voice activated world. That's what my pastor normally says, Reverend Dr. Kevin Morrison. We live in a voice activated world. Have you ever seen those things are happening? Come on, we're living in the land of the living, and we shall speak it, we shall feel it, we shall be it. So we're walking, and no matter when the enemy comes, he tried to take my life, he tried to take me away from Christ, but I'm still here. So I could have been dead, I could have been locked up, but God saved me, and this is my story.
Oh my goodness. I'm seeing a comment here from Overseer Morrison. He says depression is a real thing amongst our young people. And he just heard that a family member in fifth form took her life because she was under so much pressure and stress. And let us continue to pray. And your song resonates to so many age groups. So with that said, you know, um, all right, so it sounded like the song was written rather quickly. Sounded like, yeah.
Yes, it took about, like, I think it was finished the second day, because we started it in the night. And the second day it was finished, I was saying, no, we gotta work on this, because I couldn't even sleep. I had the song in my head, the same thing I written down, and we were working on and we put in the words. I went to the bathroom, it's in my head. I went to my bed, it's in my head. So I couldn't sleep until I got it out. 'Cause as I said, I had mixed emotions. I was sad, I was happy, I was excited, but more of it, I was very excited to share my story. And being the person that I am, being knowing that I'm coming from an introverted personality and a little bit shy, I'm saying, "Whoa, I'm excited to share this story. God is a big news, is a big thing." So
Oh my goodness, I'm inspired. I'm inspired, and I'm gonna be playing this song to lift my spirit up when I'm feeling down because I could have been dead and locked up. Listen to me, people. All right, so Annalise. All right, so you wrote the song. You were in the studio with your producer, Sir T, that is so vocal in the chat. Yeah, I see you, Sir T, that is so vocal in the chat. So you were in the studio, and all right. So you wrote the song. You guys started doing the melody and the all of those things. So all right. So you hit record on whatever device you have in the studio. Again, remember, I'm not artistic. I don't know anything. So
mhm.
right, do the walkthrough for me. Like you in the studio, sing the song. How the putting together of it, right? So I'm hearing about, when you're putting together the cake. So, you have the flour, you have the sugar, you have the butter, you have the cinnamon, you have the little ingredients. So I want to know the putting together of it now. So you're in the studio, you sing the song, he hits record. What happens? Walk me through the process because I saw the video. I'm seeing stuff out on social media because I just want to know the process of that. Walk me through that process.
All right. So singing the song, vibing, writing it on paper. Of course, he head to the keyboard and tried to find a beat. Normally they have a system that they use to put the drums and everything together. So we didn't want anything too much, but we want something that it could be clear and it could reach something. You feel a vibe. So I said, all right, not a problem. Let's do this. So we didn't even how we did it was just record it on my phone because we didn't want to forget where we ended or where we started because we were moving so fast in excitement, jumping up and down, saying no, this sound bad, we can't make it miss. So everything that we did, every word that was spilled, we had to take our phone. And I said, all right, let's record this, let's record that. When we were thinking about at the same time, we were even thinking about, okay, the music video. You're telling your story. Come on, let's get two dancers. One of the dancers, big up them, Terry and Abby, my sister. Let's get two dancers, two females specifically, and tell them your story. When you tell them your story, tell them what happened. Let's go somewhere unusual. Let's sit up on a rock because we're gonna do this. They make up some dance moves. I mean, they didn't come so quickly. But I'm saying this has to have a buzz because I'm telling my story. So it needs to have a buzz. I was like, okay, we're going to sit up on a rock. Tell them your story. Think about a couple dance moves and we're gonna make this happen. We're gonna make this happen. Went back in the studio, did some voiceovers and my Abigail Green. She is also one of the voices behind the song. She's also a background vocalist. She's also an upcoming artist on the Dunamis team. Abigail came in and Abigail was like, no, I need to add something to this song. And she did that and it flowed. So with everybody, there were so many like ideas, there were so many expressions in everything. And when the last final thing came together, the mastering, the putting together, when I heard the last final piece, I'm saying, I mean, we did that because it took stages. The song was written and done in the night up until the morning. But putting everything together, I think probably took a week or less than that. Probably took a week or less than that. So that's what happened. I mean, I'm not a person to like freestyle and sputter those things, but when I sit down with a book and a pencil and I'm thinking, because I really want to share stories, and when I share stories, I know somebody out there can relate. You don't want it to be a fantasy, you don't want it to be fiction because you're ministering, you're telling something to somebody not to give up. So that's what I was thinking at the moment. So every piece and everything, the little clippings and everything that we saved added up together. And now we have it.
Wonderful, wonderful. All right. So it sounded like the process was seamless, but were there any challenges?
Mhm. Were there any challenges for this song? To be honest, I don't think I had any challenges. I don't think so. No, it became easier for me along the way. I don't know if it's me or if it's because it's my story and it meant something to me. It didn't feel hard. It felt easy. I felt easy going through and comfortable. Normally, I would be nervous and I said, all right, I don't know what to come next. I don't have another word to rhyme with this. I wasn't even thinking that way. It came out very easy, so it wasn't difficult for me.
All right. I love it. Look at God making a way where there was none. All right. So, what has the feedback been like so far?
Oh my God, the feedback has been amazing. When the song came out, yes, I've always been saying I wanted to be ministering to somebody, but not just somebody. It ministered to a number of persons, and I was like surprised. I've been getting messages, um, even on Instagram. I've been getting messages on Facebook, and persons even texting me, inboxing me about the lines of the song and how they felt, and they remember that they were down that path, not only from youths, but also from other persons were texting me. So the feedback has been great. Persons have been saying this testimony does something, her story. So it really have been great. And I don't know, I felt so happy. And the same, so any tears I'll be crying right now would have been tears of joy. because it's something that you're not expecting, but God working mysterious ways, and you'd never know.
That's right. That's right. And I'm seeing Sachet says that nobody can tell your story like you. Nobody can tell your story like you. And I applaud you for the strength that it took to tell your story. All right. So, with this song, where can we go to hear it? What
Yes.
platforms are you on?
So currently the song is on YouTube. You can just type in Annalise Grant. Also, you can follow me on Instagram. I'm official underscore Annalise. Same thing on Facebook, Annalise Grant, and on TikTok, official underscore Annalise Grant. But the song though, you can watch on YouTube.
All right, people, you've heard it here right from the horse's mouth. I'm not calling you a horse. You've heard it here from the lady herself, Annalise Grant. You can go on YouTube. You can go on Instagram to listen to the song. Listen to the song on YouTube. Go and find her page, like, share, subscribe, comment. Tell this young woman of God what the song, what feelings have been evoked when you listen to the song. I will tell you mine off the air. Can I tell you? Oh my goodness, you have no idea. I'm listening to the song, and that's why I'm playing it so much in the background because this song resonates. It resonates. It resonates. So, people, I want you to jump onto YouTube and I want you to go and find Annalise Grant on YouTube. I want you to subscribe to her channel. I want you to listen to the song. I want you to like the song. I want you to share the song. I want you to leave a comment. Encouragement, sweet labor, don't it? Yes,
Yes.
yes, yes, yes. So, we when we see them doing this, we need to encourage them as they go along and say, yeah, you're doing a good job. Girl, you're doing a good job. I love it. I love it. I love it. And can I tell you people, I never had any contact for her. Listen to me. I go through some avenues and some alleys and some highways and some byways. And I sent a message there and I sent a message over there and until I had to say, no man, I had to reach out to her person and listen to me. I had to get you on because I wanted to share this message with our listeners on HGG Radio. So people go find her on Instagram. Also, follow her on Instagram because I believe that the Lord has his hand upon her and I'm expecting great things from her. I'm looking forward to more uh, things coming out of her. I know that there's a lot more testimony where that is concerned. So as we wrap up, Annalise, I want you to just leave a word to our listeners and our viewers that are here. I see Minister Val jumping on. Good to have you jumping on, boy. I tell you, hey, people. All right, so HGG Radio, you have to understand, the organization that I belong to is NLCC, New Life Community Church. And may I tell you, listen, all right, I'm sorry, let me not do that. I tell you already, when I do get excited, I go into the. All right, so I tell you, we have an organization that when we are supporting, boy, we come out in our numbers, and I love it. 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 All right, so I want you to give me about 2 minutes wrapping up. Tell me something. Just leave a word of encouragement to our listeners and our viewers. We have young, we have old, we have not so young, we have not so old. Sister Gold. Ah, yes, man. You know what I love with this thing? As soon as they click on you, see the name come up so they can't hide. I'm so happy to see you all jumping on. All right, so we have countries as far as the Republic of Moldova that's listening to you right now. So we have Germany here, Republic of Moldova, we have the States, we have Jamaica, we have the Cayman Islands, we have London, England. This is where you're being heard right now. I want you to just leave a thought with us, our listeners and our viewers, and just speak as the Lord lays on your heart for 2 minutes. Go ahead.
All right. So What I can say is wherever God is, there is joy, there is hope, there's love, and there's peace. There's always a new horizon. Anything that God is going to do in your life, it won't be minor. It won't be minor, it will be major, it will be extraordinary. God will turn the impossible and make it into something possible. God can move mountains, turn around everything for you. He will leave a blessing with you. He will never leave and never forsake you because He's always there. When man may leave you, when man may turn their backs on you, when man may give you promises which are false promises, God promises still stands. He's still with you. God's not done with you. Once you are still breathing, once you have breath in your lungs, God's not done with you. You have a purpose. You are purpose. Purpose is always calling, and believing that, believing His truth because He's right there beside of you.
Awesome. Those are the closing remarks from our guest this morning, Analice Grant out of Jamaica. And we're hearing the song in the background, The Story of My Life. And I want to thank you again, Analice, for taking the time out of your busy day to come and join me here on HGG Radio on the Morning Flow. It has been an honor and a privilege just to have this conversation with you and just to get a little bit more of you and to understand the process and the story behind this song. And I'm looking
Thank
forward,
you
as
for
I
having
said,
me.
you're most welcome, my dear.
Thank
I'm looking
you.
forward to great things for you. And remember, guys, HGG people, HGG family, remember, you're going to jump onto YouTube. You're going to find Analice Grant and you're going to like, share, subscribe to her channel. This is how we support. Listen to me. I don't want you to listen to this song and just say, yeah, man, big tune. I like it. And then that's it, and you move on. No, how we show support is we go on to the page, we subscribe to the page, we share. Yeah? So I want you guys to just go on in your numbers, subscribe to her channel. I'm gonna go on and I'm gonna find it and I'm gonna subscribe and I'm gonna be sharing it because that's what we do. Yeah? So thank you again for coming on. And it was an honor and a privilege. And have a wonderful day.
I was drowning, but I beg of mercy. Now I'm sharing the story of my life. Have you ever seen a dead man walking, a dead man talking, a dead man sleeping, a dead man dreaming? The devil tried to take my life. Through the blood of Christ I was saved. I will always serve God. I know I don't deserve His grace, but Jesus loved me anyway. I could have been dead, yeah. You wouldn't know me. I could have been lost, you wouldn't meet me. I was drowning, but I beg God for mercy. Now I'm sharing the story of my life. I could have been dead.
I am seeing Terry jumping on. And she said, I'm here for you, Anna. I just love the support I'm seeing. I'm seeing Minister Caroline out of London, England, jumping on. The Londoners are in the house. Oh my goodness. We're listening to the story of my life by Annalise Grant out of Jamaica. Guys, I want you to go and find her YouTube channel. I want you to subscribe to her YouTube channel. I want you to like, share, and comment. Yeah, and then you're going to jump over to Instagram and you're going to follow this young lady as she continues her journey because I know that there are more stories coming and we have to show our support. Yeah, listen to me. We go on to all of these quote unquote superstars and we like, share, subscribe, and follow. Yeah, but yeah, this is a young lady that we all know. Yeah, and if you didn't know her, you're gonna know her now. Yeah, and we're gonna support her. And that's what I'm watching the numbers coming up here on our live, and I'm liking what I'm seeing. And I want you guys to just go over to YouTube and you're going to find her page. Subscribe to her and leave a comment. Beautiful song. I love this song. Listen to me. You know, people, HGG Radio, you know that when I love a song, you know, you're going to hear it and hear it and hear it. Oh my goodness, I love this one.
You wouldn't meet me. I was drowning, but I beg God for mercy. Now I'm sharing the story of my life. At the age of 14, I gave my life to God. I never did regret it, or else I would do make it. No more depression, rather intercession. Since I learned how to pray, I got down on my knees. Father, oh please, take away the hurting. Lord, I need your peace. Now I'm free, I can testify. I'm no longer the same. I could have been dead. You wouldn't know me. I could have been locked up, but you wouldn't meet me. I was drowning, but I beg God for mercy.
For anybody that's out there and you feel like you're drowning, listen to me. I can tell you that there is a man called Christ Jesus. Yeah? You're trying to grab at something, someone. Grab onto Jesus. He's the one that's going to pull you out. And when he pulls you out, you will pull out, you know, people. Yeah? Listen to me. Wherever you are, whoever you are, whatever you're doing, I want you to know that there is hope in Christ Jesus. When you turn to your brother, your sister, your mother, your father, you turn to your pastor, sometimes they're so busy. Yeah, life is happening to everyone. Life is happening, people. I can tell you that you can call on Jesus any time of the day. And when you are feeling down and out and discouraged, I can tell you to turn to him. Depression is real, but you can come out. Depression is real. It is a real thing. I remember years ago, someone looked at me. I don't even remember the conversation that we were having, but they had said, I think it was someone preached a message once and they said that as a child of God, you ought not to be depressed. There's no way. You cannot be depressed as a Christian. You shouldn't be. Something is wrong. And, you know, I thought about it and I look at it and I'm thinking to myself, well, if that's the case, as a child of God, you shouldn't have high blood pressure. As a child of God, you shouldn't have diabetes. Like, come on now, people. You know, we need to recognize that we are tripart. And you're in the world and things will affect you emotionally, mentally. It will affect you. But the difference is we have an avenue to turn to. Yeah? That's the difference. We have an avenue to turn to. So I want to encourage someone today. Good afternoon to you, Adela. How you doing? Adela? I am going to be signing off of Facebook and YouTube shortly. But I'm watching the numbers come up and I know why, you know, it's because you guys just loving this song. Yeah? I know it. Yeah? But I want to encourage someone this afternoon, wherever you are on your journey, your Christian journey. I'm specifying the Christians now because sometimes you might feel like you don't have anywhere to turn and you might feel as if there's no one for you to tell that you are feeling discouraged. Yeah? It happens. Turn to Jesus. You're doing fine, and that's so good to know. Turn to the Lord in prayer. He said that I will never leave you and I will never forsake you. You know, your mommy and your daddy can't say that. No matter who it is in your life, there's no one that can give you that assurance that they will never leave you and that they will never forsake you, because even if they are with you constantly in terms of support and everything, guess what? It is appointed unto us to die. So when they die, they're gone. They're not with you. But the Lord said that I will never leave you and I will never forsake you in your ups, in your downs, your valleys, your dark places. He is going to be there with you. So even touching on the topic of depression this morning, I want to encourage someone somewhere. No matter what you're feeling, there is hope and there is help. Seek counseling, go to the Lord in prayer. And if you want to reach out to us here at HGG Radio, you can do so. We can point you in the right direction. Yeah? So for those of you who are on HGG Radio listening to me right now, there is a WhatsApp chat that we have that you can always send in your comments, send in your thoughts to 825-343-4486. That's 825-343-4486. Send those comments in. And if you need help and if you want somebody to talk to, if you want somebody to pray with you, we are here to support. We are here. You know, we have to be our brother's keeper in this time and in this season. And I thank you so much, Analice, for being vulnerable, for being transparent. I thank you. Thank you. And God bless you. God bless you. For those of you who are on Facebook, for those of you who are on YouTube, I'm going to be signing off the live feed right now, but I'm going to be continuing on HGG Radio. So, just jump on to HGG Radio. Yeah, where we continue. We're an online gospel station right here in Edmonton, Alberta, where we send up the praises to the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords. Yeah. And we watch the blessings come down. We're 24 hours a day. Yes. So I want you guys to jump on to HGG Radio right now. If you have not yet downloaded the HGG Radio app, go onto your Apple Store, go onto your Google Store and download the HGG Radio app as we continue on that side. So I want to say God bless you all on Facebook and on YouTube. And thank you so much for making it HGG Radio. We're going to be live again tomorrow, but tomorrow we're coming on with the segment Ask the Pastor. So every Tuesday we come on with that segment. So I want you to come on to that segment because we have pastors from around the world. Yeah, we have pastors from India, from Africa, from Jamaica, from the States. They come on and they share the word. And guess what? The segment is called Ask the Pastor. So you know what that means? You can ask a question. So you know that question, that burning question that you have, that you're afraid to ask your pastor because you don't want him to look at you sideways? Yes, you can come on tomorrow and ask the question, right? So I want to welcome you tomorrow. Yeah, if the Lord tarries and if our lives are spared, jump on tomorrow to the segment Ask the Pastor. We're looking forward to seeing you all. All right, Sister Adela and Brother Patrick, Sister Sharon, Sir T. Oh my goodness, Sister Marcella, Sister Chris, Sister Danielle, Brother Matthew, Pastor Val, Sister Sashay, Brother Lewis, Sister Andrea, Regional Overseer Morrison, Sister Roxanne. Lord, I can't call everybody's name. Oh my goodness, but I want you guys to jump on tomorrow. So God bless you all, and I'll see you same time, same place. Thank you again for making it HGG Radio.